Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another video on BeamNG Drive, this time Race Mania episode number 9. If you did miss the previous one, or anyone's in this series, definitely go and check those out first so you know the rules for this series and you just appreciate the spectacular crashes that have gone before. And now, before we get into this recording attempt of it, because I was already doing one, it was going actually really well. Actually, looks like it's going to be a pretty good video, but my PC, being Windows 10, decided it wanted to restart just as I started the video. So, some reason though the footage actually saved, so I'm going to show you what would have happened here. You've been rammed to the back though by the Firehawk and the little Moolah. Now the Moolah's gone. Herbie's upside down. Herbie's been spun upside down, smacked into the wall. Herbie's been flattened. Herbie has been absolutely flattened. And well, the bumper's come out of the wheel at least, but that's not going to be any consolation whatsoever. Although the Mustang, I think, is going to smack right into Herbie, right to the roof. Oh no! Herbie has been absolutely killed there. Now then, what damage has that done to the Mustang? It stopped it dead. There it gets going again. Okay, the Moolah needs saving. What about anything else? Oh dear, Herbie. What about the up front? Okay, these two have found each other, but they're being tamed so far. Does the Moolah still drive though? Is Herbie still alive? That is what I want to see. Go on, okay, you put back on 100 times speed. Now you try and grab this thing to get it back on its wheels. Okay, the doors fell off. That wasn't something that I foresaw was a problem. Okay, the seats come up. Okay, things have gone wrong with this car. That's what? Is Herbie still driving? Herbie is still driving. How? How does Herbie still work? How? I cannot believe this. Herbie is still moving. Well, that's definitely got to be the thumbnail for this episode. No, Herbie, let's get Herbie turned round. Well, we've got now. Does Herbie count as a convertible? Does this count as a convertible Herbie? And can you get Herbie turned round? Yes, we can. And now then, off you. I think Herbie gets going again in the right direction. So as you would have seen, Flat Herbie. I so wanted to see what Flat Herbie could do. And, well, maybe Herbie will get flattened again this time, who knows. But either way, the front car today is the Moolah. Based off some sort of old Fiat, I think. And this thing only has a top speed of 80 miles an hour, and that's with me driving it. So, you know, once the AI gets hold of it, it's not going to be going anywhere very quickly. Despite it being the fastest variant of the Moolah. And in second place, we have Herbie. He's been pretty decent so far, but it's still actually yet, I think, to actually get around a corner correctly. And then we have an absolute beast of a car here in third. We have the Firehawk, which is essentially a 6-wheeled Moonhawk with a V12 Rolls-Royce engine. I don't know if it's kind of the Rolls-Royce engines that go in the jets and planes, not quite sure, but either way. It's still rear-wheel drive though, which surprises me. Since it's got 6 wheels at the front, 4 wheels at the front, why not just use them? And then in fourth, we have the SBR. Notice this time, the SBR is completely yellow and not that brownish colour it was last time. That's because last time it didn't spawn in correctly. So it meant it was that colour with low textures and all that, but either way, this time it's spawned in correctly and this actually the yellow is meant to be, well, close enough. I tried to get the colours near enough the same. I think the Mustang does look a bit different on the colour, but oh well. So either way, before the cars get going again, remember to vote for which car you think is going to win, whether it be the little Moolah, which I don't think has got a hope in hell of winning. Whether it be Herbie, actually see if he can get around the corner this time. The Firehawk, the SBR, or just the might of the drag Mustang, which, remember, should have won last time if it wasn't for the Supra. Now starting on board here with the Moolah, which I don't think is going to go anywhere very quickly, because Herbie's actually got some decent acceleration. Of course the Moolah has a decent acceleration as well, but now then we've got the SBR already on the back now of the Firehawk, and now Herbie is completely rammed out by Firehawk, and that's not going to go well for the little Moolah, is it? No, the Moolah's gone round into the wall, it's going to get smashed into the wall by Herbie, and oh dear. Oh no, it's going to bounce in front of the Mustang, and I don't know, was that luck? Was it luck they only got hit like that? And that's going to get rammed round. Herbie's though into the wall. The Firehawk seems to be okay along with the SBR, and I think honestly they were so lucky there that the Mustang only hit the Moolah in the way that it did. And okay, it's going to be a hard collision there into the back. I think the SBR is stuck in the I think the Firehawk's more stuck in the SBR, so I'm going to start pulling parts off the SBR. I think it's this bumper that's the issue on the Moonhawk. So hopefully removing that removes the two cars from each other. And it looks like that is going to... well, actually, they're going to start wearing each other. But now that's then deposited in the Firehawk. It deposited into the wall. And now then, the... okay, the bumper's hanging off. So that definitely needs to go. And now then, let's check on the Herbie and all that. Okay, I think the Firehawk should be okay to get going. And now then, it's still got both rear wheels, yes, but that is dented quite a bit. But now then, my main concern now is the little Moolark. Does this thing still work? I'll be honestly surprised if it does. I'll give it a chance because this thing's took one hell of a whack. And does it still work? I don't think it does, honestly. Honestly, with... okay, I see why. The engine's not actually in the back of the car anymore. So that thing's definitely not going to go anywhere. Well, actually, where is the engine? Can I see? Oh, there it is, over there. It's that little black thing. Now then, Herbie, is he going to go in the right direction? He's back. Oh dear, the Firehawk. The Firehawk's going the wrong way. We've got a on the loose Firehawk. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I was thinking it was facing the right way to start with, pretty much, I think. But that's yeah, that's not done a lot of. Well, it's not done the Firehawk any favours. Now then, does it still? I think it will still drive. Now, trying to get this thing turned round. It's going okay, but now then, this thing's going to be in a whole world of pain from trying to go anywhere. It's still got some decent speed in it. And that's just honestly something I wasn't looking at. I didn't think it would be going the wrong way. But now then, I think the SBR is still in the lead, is it? No, actually the Mustang's got through somewhere. And just with the straight line speed of it, managed to make a move. Now then, the well, Herbie's going in the right direction, although his hood shouldn't be there, so that's going to need removing. I'm honestly disappointed in the Firehawk for wiping itself out like that, because I honestly expected quite a lot from this thing, and now it's just completely handicapped itself. Although, still going to 70 miles an hour, I think it might still be in business, you know. The SBR, that's going to need a miracle once again, because the Mustang is pulling away. It's smoking though. I know the more powerful cars, once they start overheating, they overheat a lot quicker, was what I was trying to get out there. But now then, Herbie is limping. I'm not surprised, honestly. But now then, coming down into turn 1 for these two now. The first question, is the Firehawk going to turn okay? And the second question is, what is it going to do when it catches up to Herbie? And is Herbie actually going to get stopped for the corner this time? And the SBR isn't really catching up to the Mustang. And now Herbie coming down now into turn 1, runs out a bit wide, and Herbie still can't make on, although I think his steering is actually broken that time. So I'll let you off on that time, Herbie. I don't think he's really got that much in the way of steering, but now that lets the Firehawk get back up now into 3rd place. The Mustang, though, is limping. I think the SBR is catching, and that is a lot of steering from Herbie. He actually is trying to turn himself around. I mean, good on you, Herbie, for... I'll give you commitment points. Points for effort. I mean, just get back on the track, Herbie. Why would you stop there? Have you just parked up? Actually, going to do something? I think you're trying to do something. Not quite sure what you're doing, Herbie, because now you're facing the wrong way. And then just get yourself turned around again. And then just drive. Come on, Herbie. Just keep going round. There you go. Now then, the Firehawk. That has definitely seen better days. And the SBR, I'm pretty sure, is actually catching up now to the Mustang, which isn't actually far starting its 2nd lap. Yeah, I was honestly hoping for something honestly inspiring from the Moolah, but had to have his engine ripped out and the seats gone as well. That's not going to go anywhere very quickly. Herbie, I don't think is actually going to make it round, you know, onto the 2nd lap. He's only coming down into turn... Well, he's got past... He's coming into the 2nd sector now. Then, whereas the Mustang is already coming around now the final corner. I'm pretty sure the SBR is actually catching up to it, so there's still hope yet for the SBR. But still, the only damage the things took, I think, was that hit from the Moolah at the start, which I think, did that hit... Was that the hit that took out the engine? I'm not quite sure. But Herbie definitely isn't making the progress that he needs to. And the Firehawk is actually making some decent gains. I think that's going to get around in the 2nd lap. I didn't see it smoking either, so I think it's actually going to be okay to get around if it can get out to the 2nd lap. Now the Mustang coming down now the start-finish straight once again. And it's just going to pass the remains here of the Moolark. Just actually there's a little bit of it on the racing line, but that's not going to make any difference to it whatsoever. And it's still, despite it smoking away, still going in 95 mile an hour. Which is 95 more that can be said for the Moolark. Now then, the SBR. That's going at 80-ish, 84 mile an hour, so the Mustang's still with some decent straight line speed, and if it can just not overheat before the finish, then it will get through, because the rear wheels, they're pointing in a straight line, so the back of the car is untouched. The sides of it, well, from the engine back is all fine. And now then, Herbie has made it into the second sector, but now this is going to be, can it actually get turned? And the answer to that is no. Which is the wheel that's broken though? Because I remember the rule from last time, if a wheel that's broken is stopping a car from turning, then I can remove it. If it's just affecting straight line speed, then I leave it. And which is the wheel that turns? Do any of them actually turn? Okay, it's that one that turns. So I'm going to need to remove that wheel. Now I need to get hold of it from somewhere, because I know you can't get hold of the wheel from the front of it, so I need to get it turned round, so then I can get hold from the back of it, and then try and pull it off, or pull it apart in this case. I just need to actually get hold of the wheel to actually detach it, although I have to send Herbie spinning, but I've done it before in our screen recordings. I don't think I've actually pulled off Herbie's wheel in a video yet, but it is possible. You just need to grab the right thing, which so far I actually haven't been able to find it. It's usually fairly simple, although that might actually be enough. You know, because now that wheel has literally no input whatsoever on Herbie, and now then, let's see if we can just get him going in the, well, see if he can actually get turned now, because that wheel will basically now be doing absolutely nothing, and yeah, he can get going now. The Firehawk now, getting around the corner, and the Firehawk is actually going to start the second lap, so props to the Firehawk, despite that whack it took. I mean, just with the absolute the strength of it, with a giant engine in the front, it is going to be quite difficult to take out an engine, although saying that, there's the engine of the Moolark right there, and it's just a sorry sight on the side of the track, I have to say, honestly. The Mustang's actually doing pretty good for survivability. Herbie, I'm almost certain, is actually going to get lapped now, because of how slow he's going. The engine of the Firehawk is actually going through the hood, which is rather interesting. The SBR, unless it needs another miracle once again, and unless the Mustang catches up to Herbie and has some difficulties there, that's going to have to be the miracle that happens, because the Moolark is going to give absolutely no help whatsoever. I think when Herbie murdered it into the wall over there, I think honestly that's what killed it. And the Firehawk, if Herbie gets taken out by the wheel and just how slow he's going, then it will be that took it out. And the Firehawk going to be, I imagine, pretty happy with itself. You've seen, despite Herbie's survivability and its regeneration ability, it can't do a lot to fix forwards. It only fixes the body shape to an extent. And can I see Herbie in the distance? No, actually. So where is Herbie? Herbie's just at the top now of the S's, so going at this speed, he might make it. But then again, there is another corner coming up, and it is a right-hander, which is going to be going to be leaning a lot. So it's still going to be touch and go, I think, whether or not Herbie actually gets there. And honestly, seeing the Mustang here, I don't think Herbie's going to get there actually, because the Mustang is coming up in the distance fairly shortly. Although Herbie's going at 30-ish, 35, 34 mile an hour top speed, the Mustang is doing 60, 70, so not far actually now 3 times the speed of Herbie, so it's going to be catching quite quickly, and it's just a race against the Mustang really for Herbie now. Now coming round the second to last corner now for Herbie, can he actually make it, because that Mustang is catching so quickly. I think, but can the Mustang do anything to get around Herbie though? Herbie's going to keep his parking right in front, because of course Herbie needs to stay in front here to actually get onto the second lap. Although Herbie is just going to get pushed out of the way there by the Mustang. Now actually, have they got stuck together? You know what, I think they've actually got stuck together, but the Mustang is just going to drag Herbie now around the final corner. And now then, you're around the final corner now. Herbie, well, he's actually behind the Mustang. So at this point, Herbie is going to get dragged out. And the Mustang, though, is going to cross the finish line with Herbie attached to him. Now in the finish line coming up now. One more line to go. Oh, then the Mustang does cross the finish line and wins. But most importantly though, it's taken out the SBR. And it's taken out Herbie. Quite literally on that second point. Oh, then the SBR, it fought valiantly. But it's actually quite some way behind in the end. But now then, I do need to turn off Herbie as well. I forgot about Herbie actually being stuck right there in the wheel. And let's get on board here with the SBR. And it's going to come home in second place, so a good effort there from the SBR, but there's nothing that it can do against the might of it. And okay, the finish line was one before, and well, this is going. The SBR definitely got to let it know how it feels to the Mustang with a huge whack there to the back of it. And now they've definitely lodged themselves now together. And also, what that's done is actually sent the brake light to the front of the car. So now then, all you wait on now is the Moonhawk to finish, and it's not smoking or anything, so the Moonhawk is going to make it to the finish line. But yeah, that whack at the end, the SBR understandably very, very unhappy with the Mustang. And you've seen from last time, the Mustang is the faster car, honestly, that's why he started last, and just managed to get past the SBR earlier on, and then that was really what was the downfall. Now then, the Firehawk making its way around the final few corners now. Still has pretty decent steering, honestly. I mean, well, I guess that is advantage with four-wheel steering at the front. That if you take out one set of wheels, you still got another set right behind it, because you see the front set mangled from that hit on Herbie. But the wheels behind it are pointing, well, as they should be, I think. Well, near enough anyway, even if they're not. But now the Firehawk around the final corner now, coming up to the finish line. This is going to have an almighty hit on something. I get the feeling it's going to be on Herbie once again, because Herbie is literally right in front of the Firehawk. I just smack Herbie out of the way, and then has a hit into the SBR to finish. Now then, just seeing how the cars actually drive. Let's see now. Does the Moonhawk, or the Firehawk, actually drive? Actually, yes it does. Took a while to get going there, but it's crabbing quite a bit. It's going actually fairly well. It doesn't drive in a straight line anymore, although it has took out the other set of front wheels, or the front of the front wheels, on that secondary hit on Herbie, and then on the SBR. See, those front wheels not facing really in a straight line, but the second set are pretty much perfect. Then the SBR, does this still work? Yes, it does. Now then, still steering, and all four wheels on that are still attached to the car. It steers okay, well, it's a bit lively. There's something wrong with the front of the car, steering wise, I have to say. And now then, it doesn't really drive in a straight line anymore, but it doesn't really matter because, well, it's out of the next round. And it's going to get hit, just avoid the engine, and that's a decent part. There's a nice look there at the engine from the Moolark. And then, what about the Mustang? Does this thing still drive? Well, it took a whack into the wall. It doesn't really go in reverse. Does it go forward? Yes, it goes forwards a lot better than it does in reverse. I mean, just with how mangled this car is. That's not honestly a surprise, but there isn't a lot of track I've left myself for it to go through. I have to thread the needle through here, getting a bit of a slide there, but it's okay. And so it got some pretty strong speed. Actually, a brake light survived all of that. And yeah, well, there's the other brake light at the front, which somehow still works. Yes, the Mustang's pretty hard to kill, it seems, so far, unlike the Moolark. And finally, what about Herbie? Does Herbie actually still drive with all the whacks that he's took? Well, he's still got steering from that front right wheel, and the left side of the car is pretty destroyed, and has a lot of well, the suspension, I imagine, isn't the greatest either, having to be put through that much stress with a wonky Herbie, but Herbie still drives and did pretty good in the round that he survived. Okay, the brakes still do nothing. I mean, some things never really change, do they? So that's been this episode of Race Mania. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, and check out my Discord server with the first link in the video description, along with my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So definitely go and follow me on those as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.